big night tonight. Tonight it's an open forum. We're gonna talk about everything. I know Malt Licky commented, and he commented on the previous show, the recap, and he had talking about the Scary Movie franchise. What do I think about that? What do I think about the Scary Movies, for one? I think they're great. I think they're funny. I'm a big Wayans Brothers supporter. I love the guys. They're great. They're funny. They're funny to watch. I used to watch them on in Living Color from back in the day, and I mentioned Jim Carrey was part of that, and he started out there. That being said, let's get back into DM talk. But anyway, I wanted to mention that because it's cool, and I'm always up for whatever you guys want to talk about and change the subjects. If I'm into a show talking about a certain subject, if you want to chime in and change it up, by all means, I am very much willing to do that, because the show is not just about me, it's about everyone. So let's talk about what I know it's an open forum, but I wanted to talk about my poll. I put a poll up a couple weeks ago, and it was a poll that had a very simple question. What would you rather play at your table? TTRPG, tabletop role-playing game. What is your preference? And I put D&D 2014, D&D 2024, the newest version. Let me check my levels here. I'm getting a notice, making sure everything's good. So far, everything's good. So, with that being said, you have D&D 2014 at 67%. You have D&D 2024 at 33%. D&D 2014 is beating 2024 with reason, but gets better. Check this out. Underneath it, I have Cyberpunk at 0%. Then Heroes Unlimited and Robotech at 0% as well. Those two role-playing games are for the Palladium system. And for those of you who are not old school gamers, I suggest that you go online, get a PDF, go and drive through RPG and buy it, because they're great. And they're role-playing games. You could use your mind and dive into the fantasy world or futuristic world the Palladium system offers, because it's great. Now, but no one voted on it. I'm going to keep this pulled out for a while. I'm not going to bring it down. I want to see if it changes. Now, the very last one I have is Vampire the Masquerade at 100, a whopping 100%. Does that mean that I'm going to change up the next season to Vampire the Masquerade? Or I might throw a 6-part story of Vampire the Masquerade? Damn straight. Because, guys, that's what it's about. Dungeons and Dragons is a role-playing game. People love playing it, right? And according to my poll, right now, D&D 2014 is winning. And that's great. But 2024 is in second at 33%. But guess who's in first place? The number one is Vampire the Masquerade. Now, that's my baby. I love that. White Wolf Productions, man. It's all role-playing. It's theater of the mind. It is boom. That's what it's about. Now, let's talk about this poll, which is interesting. Why isn't the new D&D 2024 winning? Why? Because when it started out, it had a lot of controversy. WotC, Hasbro, Dungeons and Dragons, they decided to finagle things their way. And instead of saying, hey, I'm going to go ahead and make these changes, they left it 100% to the community. And the community said, I don't want this, I don't want that, I don't want this. So instead of making a game 100% your way, you had community feedback, which was great. And that can work in your favor or not. Depends on how you look at it. A friend of mine at work, we were both talking about it, and he agrees. He said, actually, it was his point. I'm taking his point. And his point was, sometimes a community will come up with something wild and crazy, but it's not really good for the game. And if you have other strong ideas that the developers or game designers are coming up with, those ideas get washed away or erased because of the community. I'm not saying that the community had bad ideas, but right now, out of all the classes in 2024 D&D, the Ranger got the bad end of the stick. Sorry. Talk to me in the comments. Let me know what you think. The Ranger got the shitty end of the stick. And if you love Rangers, you're not going to like the 2024 version. So, it doesn't surprise me that the 2024 version comes in last. Because you have Vampire the Masquerade at first at 100%. You have D&D 2014 and then D&D 2024. Now the other, and I also have Cyberpunk Red at 0%. Cyberpunk, Heroes Unlimited, Robotech, those three weren't even, no one voted. So I'm gonna still have those polls out there, and I'm gonna let it out and sit for a while, and then I'll make a final decision. But it looks like we're gonna have a Vampire the Masquerade 6-part, maybe 12-part session to see how it goes. Now, that's for not this campaign 2, that's for campaign 3. That's what I'm thinking about. It's not set in stone. It's why I need your feedback so I can come up with a decision, talk it over with the guys, have a kick-ass session 0 on whatever we do, and go from there. Because that's what I love doing. Communication, making sure that everybody's on board, and we go for it. Because I want you guys to see and have fun while you're watching and not something you don't like. As much as I love to run Vampire the Masquerade, if you guys are going to be overwhelming voting for D&D 2014, I'm going to continue that trend. Now, it doesn't mean that I might one day have an episode or 2 of Vampire the Masquerade. Maybe. But we'll see, depending on the poll. Now, another thing I want to talk about is the other role-playing games. You have Vampire, D&D, the big guys, Daggerheart, Matt Mercer, Critical Role, all those guys. You have those creators. You have Cyberpunk Red, Heroes Unlimited, Robotech. You would think that people would vote for Cyberpunk Red. Cyberpunk Red is a great system. I played Cyberpunk 2020, and that was great back in the day. But I also played Cyberpunk Red, and it's a great system. Now, if you don't like character creation being long, it's absurdly long. I mean, it's really long. Then you're not going to like Cyberpunk Red. And you're definitely not going to like Heroes Unlimited. Because Heroes Unlimited has and you can pick, it has a system where you roll a percentile. And you roll a percentile, you choose your alignment, you choose a whole bunch of stuff. Your background, it's really cool stuff. D&D does that in a minor format, and I mean minor. Even the 2024 version, they both do it in a very minor form. And compared to Cyberpunk Red and Heroes Unlimited, the Palladian system, there's no comparison. Those games are, character creation is much longer. But it's well informed, it's to the T, you'll know your character 100%. Your character is going to have those skills that in Dungeons and Dragons you're missing. Anybody tell me that when you go to a shop, and appraisal, is there an appraisal skill in D&D? Tell me. If you go to a shop, you want this shopkeeper, this professional, who appraisal. You know what that is? Hey, how much is this item worth? How much is this worth? Those are the things that you really have to look at. Give me 1 second, I apologize here. All right, so basically, you can inform or tell someone what that item is. Yeah, you can look at your skills. You can look at your abilities. Appraise. You tell me if Arcana can do it. That's your intelligence, right? History, investigation, nature, religion. Nope. Not when you're dealing with money. Wisdom. Insight. Insight would probably be the best, but you can tell by insight if the individual is acting kind of weird with his body movements or mannerism, if he's lying. That's what insight does. Insight doesn't deal with appraisal. All right, so perception, you can roll perception. Perception is very broad. No, sorry. Medicine, survival, no. Let's move. Charisma, deception, intimidation, no, doesn't work. Performance, no. Persuasion, no. Your skills are not there, no. And you look at the character sheet. Your character sheet is not there at all. None of that is on there. So now, if you want to use appraisal, you have to go under your main attributes, your intelligence. But if you look under intelligence, it's more bookwormy, right? You have your arcana, your history, you investigate things. Okay. Wisdom is more, I'm not buying it. Why are you going to roll an attribute when you should have a skill appraisal? That's why the Palladium system, and I want to talk about that, is so good. And it's old school, yes, but you pick your section. Oh, you went to school. Oh, well, you got to remember, Heroes Unlimited is more futuristic. You play a superhero, and you roll what kind of abilities and powers you get, which is great. But what I like about it, what I really love about it is when you roll this percentile, it'll tell you if you are well-versed in school, high school, college, and so forth. But the thing that's great about it is that the character that you're making is 100% well-rounded. 100%. Yeah. That character can kick the shit out of any powerful level 20 character in D&D. And let me tell you why. They can do what the hell they want magic-wise, but the superhero and Superheroes Unlimited, the villain, the most powerful one, can wipe them off the floor. Want to know why? Because he has skills that are more defined. He has abilities that are more defined. You can create what you want, how you want to create it. So if I would have developed a new fantasy game, Dungeons and Dragons, I would have created something a little bit well-rounded. Something specific. Oh, something as simple as appraisal. You go into a shop, you're like, hey dude, I have this item. How much would you give it? You want to haggle? They don't even have haggle. No, Henry, they do. You can roll intimidation. You can try to intimidate them. Or roll deception, try to deceive them, try to lie to them. No. Really? Hell. It's more specific. You're like, nah. You can roll the attribute. No, sorry. I want a specific skill or a specific, not the attribute. The attribute is broad, right? And it's very broad. It opens up in D&D. It's very, under charisma, you have your deception, intimidation, stuff like that. It's open. But, let me check my levels here, making sure I'm still streaming. Okay, good. So far, everything's good. All right, so if you know that your abilities are broad and your skills are more defined on what you're going to do, then why not have more skills? So this is what I would have done under charisma, because of performance and stuff like that. Why not have haggle? Why not have appraisal? Oh, but Henry, you just answered your own question. You should have just rolled your charisma. Yeah, it's too easy. It's too weird. No. Roll a skill. Define it. That's what they did back in the day. The role-playing games were defined. And Heroes Unlimited, the playing system, that percentile was fun. In Cyberpunk Red, the same thing. You roll. Yeah, you could pick too. But what's the fun of that? Roll to see where you're at. And yeah, you have 5 pages of character creation. Maybe more. But they're great. They're great. It's tons of fun. Maybe folks nowadays want things quick and snappy. If I want something quick and snappy, you know what I would do? I would play an OSR. Low hit points, quick and snappy. You roll your strength, your dexterity, your constitution. Everything goes down in order. And if you roll like shit, then that's what happens. I think role-playing games now, the new ones, and I'm throwing 2024 in the mix as well, they miss the danger aspect. They're missing that danger aspect. You're too powerful. Oh, that's why they say stop at level 10. Nah, I like challenge. They're going to climb the level. They're going to advance from one level to another. That's what it's about. If your campaign ends at level 15 or it ends at level 11, then it ends. But don't advance. Don't stop your character advancement or you're leveling up your character because you think, they're too powerful. Look, folks, and make sure everything's good. Power is power. And to name a movie, power. You got power, great responsibility. You gotta be responsible with power. And the same thing goes with any role-playing game. So, what am I saying here? I'm saying that, yeah, there's nothing wrong with leveling up your character past level 10. If the DM can handle it, then let them handle it. There's nothing wrong going to level 18, level 19, level 16, level 15. Nothing wrong with that. It's a lot to take care of, yes, on a player side. It's a lot to take care of on the NPC side. But, gotta remember, your players are powerful. And your NPCs, your creatures, everything you meet are going to be powerful. You're not going to get everything done in one sweep. And my party is experiencing that. They're not. They've gotten nailed. They haven't died yet. I'm not saying they're going to die. I'm just saying they've got nailed, they've got hurt, they've rested, they haven't long rested at all. I leave that up to them. I'm not going to even warn them. I've always said, hey guys, what are you doing? We're going to continue on. We're going to continue. Let's rest. No, you're not resting, so next battle, boom, 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 your hit points are low. So I believe that the cleric will be the next one banishing. Edward is played by Eli next game, which is tomorrow. We're going to see what happens to that character. We're going to see what will transpire. A lot of things are going to open up tomorrow night. Hopefully they'll enjoy it. Hopefully not. We'll see. But guys, you know, that's why I put a poll out, because I want to know, what do you guys think? What do you prefer at your table? Right now, according to the poll, Vampire the Masquerade is leading, because it's a role-playing based system made by White Wolf. Now, let me talk about Vampire. Talk about a little bit about cyberpunk. Everybody knows cyberpunk with you know, cybernetics and so forth. Future. Heroes Unlimited, superhero stuff. Robotech, everybody knows, all mecha, future. But it's a Palladium system, percentile. Character is very, very unique, very big. So now you have Vampire the Masquerade. What is Vampire the Masquerade? Vampire the Masquerade 2nd edition, which I love, is you have 13 clans. And those clans, you have your Bruja, you have your Malkavian, you have your Gangrel, to name a few of the clans. Malkavians are kind of crazy, they're in the streets of the city. They're the hobos. They're the ones that you don't really want to pickpocket you or ask for food all the time. Gangrel are your city Gangrel and country Gangrel. You can pick each one, and they are more beast-like. They might have a tail on their back, a little nubby, that have long claws, or your nails might be a little longer, elongated teeth, stuff like that. Now, what makes Vampire the Masquerade so unique? One, it's in the name, the Masquerade. You cannot kill, feed, because you know, vampire, you need blood to survive, right? You can't just take out a human, a child, or anyone, feed, and then walk away like it's no problem. Because there are vampire hunters, there's police officers, it's the world around them. And they have to fit in that world. They're the misfits. The vampires are the misfits. They're the ones that they're deceivers, yes. But when you start out, you are the lowest of low. There's a prince of the city, and that prince is the end, the all-knowing. And before you visit the city, you must visit the prince. And in order for you to feed, in order for you to do anything, you have to get that approved. It's not like in D&D, you go to a town, you're gonna walk in and pull your sword. There's a lot more, game-wise in the world of Vampire the Masquerade, there's a lot more hurt factor. You can get fucked up pretty bad. And what I mean is your character can die quickly. Now, the system are all 10-sided. You have your attributes and you have your skills. And they're all done with a point system. You know, you have different sections. You have your 7, 5, 3, 13, 9, 5. You have 7 points to deal here, 5 points to deal here, and 3 points to be here. It can be intelligence, it can be streetwise, it can be stuff like that. Just to give an example of what it is. And you can flip-flop them. But they're all points. In the character sheet, the points are little circles. But what makes it great, what makes it a top-notch role-playing game, in my opinion, is it's all role-playing. No miniatures. Nothing. Yeah, you see, I can show you screenshots of the characters that they meet, but it's all role-playing. There is no miniatures moving or anything like that. It's theater of the mind. That's what makes vampires so unique and so awesome. As I said before, the world is dangerous. You go up to the Prince of the City and it can be anywhere. Chicago by Night, one of the best source books that any role-playing ever had. Chicago by Night is very thick, and it had every location in the city of Chicago, and boom, where the vampires were, where the antagonists were, just wherever, what clans were in certain areas of the city, and who held what, and if you went into the wrong area, man, you were dead on arrival. And that's one of the mystiques about vampires people don't understand is mistake, you automatically kill a vampire or they just poof. No, they don't die. Not in Vampire the Masquerade. It paralyzes them. And plus you have to find the heart. I don't know about you, but if you want to, plunge somebody with a stake to the heart, they're going to fight you back, right? A vampire is stronger, faster, I don't know about smarter, but stronger, definitely faster than you, than a normal human. And once they have you in your grasp, you're done. They're going to take, and then what they do is they lick the wound after they take your blood, and that wound disappears. That's how they hide amongst the humans. Can vampires go out in the day? Absolutely. In Vampire the Masquerade, yes, they can, but limited. They have to have a lot of clothes on and stuff. And again, if you are a low-level vampire, there is no level. If there is, like Methuselah would be the highest. There's 13 generations, and generation 1 is very, very powerful. And the first generation vampire, for example, would be closer to Cain. Yes, Cain and Abel. Cain is the father of vampires. You gotta understand, this is mythology in Vampire the Masquerade, which is amazing. I know the world to the T. I've played it. I ran a game for almost 3 years, somewhere like that, maybe 4. Don't remember exactly. 3.5. Between 3 and 4 years. I ran it for a long time. And I had a great party group. They were awesome. And let me tell you, right now, Vampire the Masquerade is in the lead. It's 100%. And if 2014 doesn't give me 100%, I want to go with Vampire the Masquerade. But I need more feedback on these polls, guys. I have a Patreon now. Check it out, Playerole Patreon. Support the group, support us. This is my 2nd year streaming, going on 3. And let me tell you, it's been a blast. I love doing this. Just support us, support the group. I'm not big like those other streamers, but I'd like to get there one day. And just stay with us. I have a lot of content, and I love to talk. I love to communicate with you. I've got a ongoing chat on Patreon. So if you want to talk at any time, hit me up on Patreon or Discord. Hit me up on Discord. Anyway, that's all I have for you tonight. I'll see you guys tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central. I love you guys. See ya. Bye.